This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Fan.
You're breaking up, Bob.
Shall we begin?
Football Feast. Bullseye!
Far away.
The season can't end like that!
PA and Charch. Hashtag Faith Radio.
Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Good morning.
Amen, brother!
Good stuff. Time for 2 more.
9 to noon.
Personal foul. Clipping.
Got too many men out there.
The Vikings.
So music in the air. Life was.
You want to change the conversation? Win some games.
Oh my God!
Today's conversation is the Friday football front court and forechecking feast. Welcome to 9 to noon at FM 100.3 KFAN. I'm Paul Allen, Paul Charchi, and by my side, the regular co-host for the Friday football feast, Nordo produces, and Chad Greenway, courtesy of Grey Duck Vodka, in studio with us for a couple of segments. How'd you do? You got one, right?
I got one. I didn't get blanked.
What'd you get?
I'm invited night shift.
Night shift.
And
was it from the old Henry Winkler movie?
Or the Commodore song?
As in,
that's where he got it.
The work. No, the Commodore song. No,
right.
no.
I'd have gone with the movie.
I already said this in the last show that just ended. Is I didn't have one word of any of the other 11 clues. not one. I got night shift, and I got nothing else.
Now, did you get night shift first and then sat there for 11 more?
Just sat there.
Yeah.
Night shift was like the 3rd, maybe.
Yeah.
But Marnes was hot. She was right here. She's radiating energy. Yeah. Got intimidated.
Yeah.
Mind went blank.
Do you think they cast the aspersion on you, or they cast the stereotype meathead jock?
Yeah, I've gotten that my whole life. I don't know why.
Jock, he has no shot.
I don't know why. Look at this guy. But it worked, apparently.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun game.
Don't you enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
570 editions of it. I'm hosting, I think.
570?
Yeah, wow. I think so.
That's a lot of weeks.
Good for Corey.
I'm hosting in about 2 weeks. Haven't started it. Should I go CG?
Yes, you should.
And then,
can I play?
and then, would it be an insult if I didn't use you? Because they've done PC, never done me. I think they've done PC a couple of times.
Have they done CG and not used me? Or are you going to use CG if you have to use me?
See, now, the problem is, now I can't tip my hand because there's $80,000 at stake. So I shouldn't have said that. Because now I can't.
It's dead.
Now I can't use CG unless I'm trying to go reverse psychology.
Hey, at that stage of the Wolves and Wild playoff equation, if things aren't going our way, the suggestion for the initials, F-U. Speaking of the Minnesota Timberwolves, boys, we have everybody listening to the Friday Football Feast. Listen very closely. We have a Wolves back Talkback one-day contest. Now, it involves the Talkback machine via the free iHeartRadio app. And here's the deal, is if your Talkback is selected by the end of the radio show, then you will win 2 tickets to Game 3 of the Timberwolves and Los Angeles Lakers. So the premise here, and you're welcome to leave Wild-related talkbacks. They begin their postseason series at Las Vegas on Sunday. I think that game begins at 2 a.m. The Tuesday game is at 3:30 a.m., maybe something like noon London time.
This happens to us every year. We had a Wolves tip at last year at 10, if I remember correctly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think it was game 7, Denver?
I don't know.
10 o'clock tip?
There
were
some late ones. Would it be 9? Would it be a 9 o'clock tip?
Well,
I think it was 10 because they wanted to do the other games first.
The NCAA tournament has 1 million games over 1 million days and never starts games past 9:15.
Weird.
What in the heck is happening here?
I don't know.
But anyway, listen closely, everybody, because we want you to win. Go to the free iHeartRadio app, and you have up to 30 seconds regarding the Timberwolves to share with us how they beat the Lakers. What are your elite NBA minds thinking when it comes to the Timberwolves? First game is tomorrow at 7:30 from Los Angeles. How do they beat the Los Angeles Lakers? And here's a key: please end your talkback with a howl.
Now, are we grading the content of the talkback, or are we grading the content of the howl?
The howl.
The way I crafted it: best takes may win. Best howls enhance your chances greatly.
It's the tiebreaker is a howl.
So
I need a name and where you're from as well.
Yeah. So you got this.
Which Nordo did.
So there's the howl. But
Nordo can howl.
For the purpose of the talkback.
Still not getting royalties on that.
I was going to say that Nordo cut that.
For the purpose of the talkback, the Timberwolves will win because they will do this and they will do that. You could be funny, you could be sarcastic, you can be serious. But at the end of it, before the 30-second talkback machine cuts you off, all hail the howl. And leave us with a howl. Nordo, how's the old howl go?
Uh-oh.
Here it goes. That's so good.
That's good. That's very good.
It was long.
It was.
That was good. But you know what? My headphones went out there for a second. Could you please do it again? All right, so that's the bit. There it is. She's howling. She's a champion. Marnie G.
Marty's practiced her howl.
All right, boys. Once again, we have a Wolves Talk Back one-day contest, 2 tickets to Game 3 next Friday against the Lakers. That one's at Target Center.
If Nordo ever does time, his bunt cake.
His bunt cake.
Okay.
One way to put it. One way to put it if you're cell-bound.
I always love that one.
My brother, nice bunt cake.
I always love that one.
That does not seem like I'm in a great spot. If I'm howling like that in a corrections facility.
It was going to be funny if I could have just spit out the words.
Bunt cake, though.
Bunt cake.
So, anything I'm missing here, Nordo? Name and what do you need?
Yeah, just name where you're from, why you're pumped up on the howl, and then hit us with a howl to finish.
Right.
And I think that's good.
Because we're going to play the victorious talkback back at the end of the show.
Correct.
Like 11:50. So, yes, we need your name and we need where you're from, or else you are disqualified. So, Wolves' take on how they can beat the Lakers, and do you think they're going to beat the Lakers? And also, finish with a howl. Finish with a howl. And we/Nordo will select a winner for a couple of tickets to Game 3. The Timberwolves and the LA Lakers. That is a week from today. And our brethren, the Wild. All hail the Wild and the Christmas colors. We're not shoving them off to the side. If you're so inclined to leave a talk back at the free iHeartRadio app about what you think about the Wild against the Las Vegas Golden Knights, how they can beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights, we're in with that too. So just for the purpose of paving the way for the talkbacks and the contest, Charch, we begin with you. If the Timberwolves are to beat the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are 2-1 underdogs in this series. The Lakers at like minus 190, 190. It's not that big when you have home court advantage, Luka and LeBron. So that's an indicator. Well, the Lakers opened minus 120. It went down to 190-ish. So Wolves money they're looking at it like, well, let me get this straight. So I get Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, and a team that went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and I get plus this. So I think some sharps have come in on the Timberwolves. What do you think?
Every ESPN predictor, all of them have picked the Lakers.
Good.
Every single one. Not one of them. And they've got a lot.
Yeah.
So it was like 12 different people all picked the Lakers. Most commonly, I think it was Lakers in 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. So really not being viewed as likely.
Did they give reasoning?
I just saw this across my Twitter feed. There's no
country. Everybody wants LA to win. Let's be honest.
Everybody wants LA to win except us. I like being in that spot.
1,000%.
How? Here's why I think the Wolves can and should win. Maybe.
Bunt cake.
Nobody's factored in the bunt cake. Look at if we can be at all effective in the paint, we have a massive advantage. Yep. We have size advantage. We have skill advantage. That to me is the one place where you can really attack the Lakers.
Well, I've been on Julius Randle in the high post. Mm-hmm. He now becomes our biggest advantage by playing the Lakers. Playoff physicality.
Yep.
Refs let more go.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Right? Hopefully. Yeah. Now it is LA. We're going to get some of that bit.
Yep.
Luka can't defend. Charch, you on the wing, catching, ripping to your right. Luka's not staying in front of you.
Can't.
Rip to a pull-up. Mm-hmm. Little fade to the midi.
Yeah.
Baseline, right side. Luka's behind. Because you got that cross-country speed. We got to take advantage of his bad defense. We got to take advantage of his defense.
You're seeing it clearly.
Yeah, and I just think there's opportunities here. LeBron's going to LeBron. We have one of those guys, too. I think watching the end of our season as we got into the playoffs, I would just love us to rely on some of our bench players to come in key moments and give us the energy when you're not getting it in spots. We talked about this last week. I think, but we have the horses. Rudy's got to play really good. Got to defend the rim. And Julius is going to be a massive factor in this series. So as critical as I've been, he's going to be the key.
I want to see Naz Reid drive the paint.
Yes.
I want to see him use his size to take advantage of the, frankly, just middling group of centers that the Lakers have got. Jackson Hayes, right?
Good athlete.
Roy Hachimura, they use at center.
A little bit.
I wouldn't mind seeing them, whoever Luka's guarding, though. It's going to be one of our shooters.
Yeah.
Jaden McDaniels, going to be somebody who's going to sit in the corner, so Luka's in the guard. You have to use him in the screen and roll. So you got to go use that guy and force Luka into the pick and roll at the top with open space on Ant, and then get him into that moment, and then those guys will be able to pick and pop when they don't switch. That's the game to me, is you put him in as many defensive assignment scenarios as possible to just force him to defend, to take away from his offensive game. Down. And then also, like, just the way his shot making ability in the playoffs last year was almost as incredible as I've seen anybody. We have to make everything hard. And we have those guys that can do that. We have two guys that are lockdown defenders that can take turns and stay fresh.
Edwards and McDaniels.
Yeah. And also,
Anthony Edwards is a fantastic defensive player when he focuses on playing fantastic defense.
Well, the thing you don't want to take away from his offensive game, because we're relying on him so heavily.
Great point.
So I think it comes down to Nikhil. I can't think of his name for a second.
Alexander Walker.
Yeah, and he may be too undersized.
Best season he's ever had.
But to me, like, he's playing fast. He's a good defender. He's a willing defender. Those are the two guys, Jaden and him, that I think you can take. If you need to go Ant to win a game, last 5, 6, 10 possessions, great. Because he is that guy who will compete. So, I mean, that's the deal here. To me, it's Luka.
There's a major key to this series. Alan Horton, play-by-play voice for the Minnesota Timberwolves on the radio, and you'll hear him Saturday at 7:30 on KFAN from Los Angeles. He's going to join at about 10:40, and maybe we'll get into this with him. But we can...
Down memory lane we go.
We can take you back to practices when you played football for the Minnesota Vikings. And for all of the HOF Hall of Fame exploits Adrian Peterson possessed... there's one that we would always joke about, and it would be him trying to catch the football in the screen game.
Too many muscles.
And how mechanical it was. And he couldn't get the hold the ball and the look down and set the guys. It just didn't hit at all, did it?
Ever.
All right, well, see, here's the deal. Because off what Charch said, the size advantage, the offensive advantage, the 3-2, the Timberwolves have with Rudy Gobert against all of these players down by the basket, it's immense.
Yes.
It's massive. But Rudy's not the Gobi Dream Olajuwon. Gobi Patrick Ewing. No, go down to the block, get the single, clap for the ball, get it, do dream shake, do drop step, do sky hook.
Yep.
That's not him. So it's drop passes to Rudy. I've heard a lot on and off the microphone, which indicates there are going to be passes to Rudy Gobert when he's on the move.
Yeah.
So it just reminds me sometimes of Adrian Peterson trying to catch screens when you throw bounce passes to Rudy. It's a long way down.
Two things on that is the way Connolly built this roster with the length. Connolly, right? I'm saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Worked in the playoffs last year to get us to the spot where we got to. Mm-hmm. It's also looking to be a big factor this year based off this first matchup.
Big time.
Second thing is you don't throw it to Rudy anywhere below his neck. You throw it above his head. And he dunks it in.
But see, Redick and the Lakers will know that because they probably
They're
have
all 6'8".
watched Adrian Peterson try to catch screens.
They probably was.
And shown the team like
all 22 though.
When Rudy tries to catch passes, guys, with the Minnesota Flair, it looks like this.
When they watch the all 10, you're saying?
Yeah, when they watch the all 10. So they're going to take that away, man. So he's got to catch bounce passes on the move.
Yep.
And then not take more than 2 steps and get to the basket.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a major part of this series. I'm not kidding you.
It's massive because there are going to be, when they rotate to help, how are you going to get the ball to Rudy? It's the only shot you really have is to go throw that thing up to the sky and let him go get it because, again, that takes our height advantage into play.
Mm-hmm.
Make them defend. You know, they're 6'10". What's Rui? Rui's 6'10", probably. So he's actually 6'8".
Or Rudy?
Sorry, Hachimura.
Yeah.
Rui, sorry.
Yeah, they're all under 7 feet. It's amazing. I mean, if Rudy could be 80% of Olajuwon or Ewing and clap the ball at the block and take it and go to work, draw the double,
Hall of Fame,
kick it out to a bunch of guys who can hit. Think if Gobert had that clap when you're on the block, give me the rock and watch me work. Dante DiVincenzo would have 40 points each game.
How can't he? He's been 7 feet since he was like probably 12.
That's right.
Like you can't tell me you can't catch him. Just go shake a left shoulder and turn.
FIGA, Fairness and Greenway Act. And I ain't taking a shot at you because I love you. And you've said this before. Wait, you're one of the great tacklers in the history of Minnesota Vikings football. You're one of the smartest defensive players in the history of Minnesota Vikings football.
Thank you.
Your drops, with the exception of that one weird Buffalo game against Scott Chandler, your drops were unbelievable. Your drops were unbelievable. But when it came to blitzing, they didn't send 5-2 too often.
It's that Tampa 2, man.
So it's something with the blitzing.
Taking money out of your pocket.
With the first-round high-ender who had a great career didn't necessarily hit. It's your Gobert.
And then when Zimmer came in, I had like 4.5 sacks, 3.5 sacks. The stats changed.
Yeah.
They sent me more.
And so did the first down completions over the middle.
It's because I was blitzing. Do your job, Paul. 1 of 11.
Contract year.
Yeah. All right, let's pause. Thanks to TimberTech and TimberTech.com. What's on deck 9 to noon includes a lot. We have a lot going on right now. NFL draft first round next Thursday. Timberwolves, Wolves back tomorrow, 7:30 KFAN. Sunday, Wild at Vegas, 9 o'clock KFAN. We have fan line programs. And given this is the Friday football feast, around the corner, we have something called Kwesi and the Conundrum, where Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, general manager, Minnesota Vikings, did a State of the Skull and a draft-related press conference yesterday. We have some cuts from that. The conundrum would be Aaron Rodgers, and he opened personal and professional veins yesterday with that McAfee. So you'll get cuts and reaction regarding Kwesi and the conundrum, but leave those free iHeartRadio app talkbacks regarding the Timberwolves and how you think they can beat the Lakers, and end with a howl At the end of the show, somebody's going to win 2 tickets to game number 3. Paul Allen, Paul Charchian, Chad Greenway, courtesy of Grey Duck Vodka and Spirits. Nordo produces, and he also has some cash to give away.
Yeah, the Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand with the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword bank. You might win $1,000 with the keyword bank at KFAN.com.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
The Fan.
Some Wolves back talkbacks.
This is Brandon from Minneapolis. The way I see the Wolves beating the Lakers is obviously everyone and their mom and Shaq's mom know that they're going to double team Ant. So the key is for our shooters to make shots. If they double team Ant early and our shooters are able to make shots, that frees up Ant for the rest of the game. In which case, Lakers don't have the best defense. In which case, the Wolves win. Oh, yeah.
Was that Brandon?
When it comes down.
Brandon?
Brandon, yeah.
Okay, that was a good. Thank you, Brandon.
We liked Brandon. Here's the next one.
Did the howl hurt or help, Brandon?
That wasn't bad. It's tough when you're recording on your phone.
It is.
Well, after listening to you, they're all tough to do. I mean, you're the howl model for everybody to howl in the history of howl.
I think when it comes down to it, the Timberwolves bigs are going to be too much, especially Naz Reid. Naz Reid's going to be able to do a lot to Jackson Hayes. Everyone knows if the Lakers, if there's something they lack, that's an inside presence. I think Naz Reid will be able to play him inside, and I think he'll take him out on the perimeter, get Hayes and the bigs in foul trouble, and also Rudy Gobert. This is the perfect matchup for him. He's going to dominate. Go Wolves.
Excellent howl. Eliminated no name.
See, there you go. We need the name.
Yeah, don't kill the messengers here. We laid it out plainly. We need your name because at the end of the show, the con, mad producer, is going to play back the winner. We need the name so we can find you to give you the ducats.
Wait, there's got to be more to it than just like if Brandon's the winner. How do we get back to Brandon? You can't just say, hey, Brandon called in for tickets, because there's going to be 28 Brandons calling in for tickets.
The con has it covered.
You've got a method.
The con has it covered.
Okay.
There's a process. Yes. We connect names to emails, to cities, to metadata.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll be fine. All right, here's another one.
Hi, my name's Kenyatta Arredondo, calling from South Minneapolis.
All right, hang on. Kenyatta Okay, we're gonna remember it. Kenyatta Arredondo. I hope I said it correctly.
Hi, my name's Kenyatta Arredondo, calling from South Minneapolis. I think the Wolves are going to beat the Lakers. I think if everyone knows there's anything the Lakers lack, it's a big man down low. I think young man Jackson Hayes is going to struggle. I think Rudy is too big for him. And I think Naz Reid is going to give him fits both inside and especially outside, along on the perimeter. We're going to keep him in foul trouble. Go Wolves.
That's pretty good.
5 of 5 in
That's
my
pretty
book
good.
right there.
Kenyatta, are you kidding me?
Kenyatta, hey.
The leader in the clubhouse.
So it was naming where you were from.
Yep.
He hit us with some elite big man related insight, and the howl was terrific.
Yep.
Let me get you one more. I got a ton of these, by the way. We can basically just spend the next 2 hours doing this.
Hey guys, Ralph here from Ramsey, Minnesota.
Hey Ralph.
I think our record is way better than what it represents. I think we are easily a top 2, top 3 team, at least in our conference. And I think we're going to beat them in 5. And,
wow. Okay. You can make some money on that.
I think we're going to go far, to be honest with you. But go Wolves.
Oh!
He hit us with the second one.
Wow! And the third one.
With the second one.
He reloaded.
Oh, Ralph.
Oh, Ralph reloaded.
Ralphie.
My goodness.
Reload Ralphie.
Wolves in 5 plus 1,200. You can make 12-1.
Jeez.
Wolves in 5.
Out there, Ralphie.
Well, I'll say out of that first batch, gentlemen, Ralph and Kenyatta feel like my 2 out of that one, but we'll figure it out. We got plenty of time to go.
And Brandon, so you continue to listen to see if you win. You're my choice as of right now. So Brandon, God bless you, man. Happy Easter to you and your family. Love you. Thank you for listening to KFAN when you do. But these are really, really good. Nordo is going to disperse them during the course of the radio show, but you kind of get the gist. We are giving away 2 tickets to the Wolves and the Lakers Game 3. It's at Target Center. And free iHeartRadio app, the talkback, up to 30 seconds. How did the Timberwolves beat the Lakers and end it with a howl? How do the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the LA Lakers and conclude it with a how? And at the end of the show, final segment, we will announce the winner.
I like the Naz Reid discussion here. I'm imagining a scenario where Ant's got the ball at the key. Here comes the double team. He kicks out to Naz. Naz has the range to take that shot if he's open. And if not, let's drive to the hoop and let's try to take advantage of the size differential that he's got.
Yeah.
And while Hachimura is athletic enough to sort of hang with him, Hachimura is 6'7".
Yeah.
I mean, there is a serious size differential here that Naz can take advantage of.
Right.
He can win outside. He can win inside. I think there is something to be said about Naz just playing a pivotal role in this series.
They're Kwesi in the conundrum momentarily. There has to be, in my estimation, part of this series where you look at it and you're like, I ain't tripping on Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, Gabe Vincent,
right,
Jonathan Goodwin, Dalton Connect. I ain't tripping on them because James, Doncic, and Reeves, I mean, that's an MV3. So there's so much attention that the ancillary players, like you said with Naz Reid, they're like, well, Naz is good, but 6th man of the year last year, but we ain't tripping on Naz because we got all this other stuff. So it's like, of all these I know at 10 o'clock we have Tier 2 Vikings draft conversation coming up. Tier 2.5 to Tier 3 players in this series, those will be the deciding players. So Rui Hachimura, man, I mean, if he's going off for 18 and 9 and 17 and 10, and we're going to have a problem.
No, let's not speak that into existence.
Kwesi and the conundrum. Aaron Rodgers is the conundrum. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, general manager for the Minnesota Vikings. And here comes Nordo.
Absolutely. We're going to go back and forth on this, starting with Kwesi before we get to the conundrum. Kwesi addressing the media yesterday morning. I found a few clips for you, and I'm going to start here. It's about 45 seconds long, but you'll hear the question in relation to the tight end group.
We would assess the need at tight end with TJ and Josh back, but maybe needing another one in that room.
Yeah, it's roster spot wise, that's probably an easy place to look and see that the Vikings would want to add something, but need. I don't love using the word need. You'll see sometimes I want to be positive focused. It's want. We want certain types of players on our team. But when you start that question with TJ and Josh and you say the word need, I feel a little bit champagne problem-ish in terms of the phrase of the word need. I think those are 2 dynamic players at their positions, the ability to give us a lot of great skill sets. And we're excited about add somebody else in that room. However that comes, again, the draft is just one of the avenues that we have. But that from a number standpoint, that is a position we will address.
So, gentlemen, you hear from Kwesi and you heard it right there at the end, that tight end, the position is something that we are going to address, and whether that be in the draft. He mentions a theme throughout the presser yesterday. He kept talking about the different avenues or mechanisms that they can use, levers they can pull to put this team together. Free agency, of course, being one of them, and that's something as the summer goes on. Maybe we add more bodies in that vein, but in terms of a draft spot, in terms of allocating a pick to a tight end, maybe that's in the mix for the Minnesota Vikings here a week from yesterday.
Harold Fannin is the name to watch. Harold Fannin went to Bowling Green.
Harold Fannin in the Blue Notes.
Wake Forest. I think it might have been Wake Forest. Hang on, let me double check. I've got it right here. Bowling Green. I was right the first time. Bowling Green. If memory serves, he just set the all-time record for tight end receptions and yards last year. He is a stand-up in the slot style tight end. He's not an inline blocker, but very athletic, highly productive, obviously. the entire offense for Bowling Green went through Harold Fannin, so he's super polished. He could come out and be ready to help. In a different year, he'd probably be a second rounder, but this is a deeper tight end year with some high end talent like Tyler Warren. So this is going to be Colson Loveland. I think Fannin is a guy that's going to be there end of third, fourth round. And I think the Vikings are in play for Harold Fannin as a real possibility to fill that spot.
Harold Fannin. Okay, that's Kwesi. We'll get back to him. But to the conundrum, Aaron Rodgers joining Pat McAfee yesterday, among other things, which I do have a few clips of. Here he is talking about specifically the Vikings, some rumors he's seen out there, and his relationship with our head coach.
But there's been a lot of narratives that have not been anywhere near accurate. Starting with the Jets, continue with something I just read about, me pitching something to the Vikings. I know Ben, I only know this again because of Mia. Ben was on the show talking about me waiting around for the Vikings. That's not accurate either. I know I'm sure a lot of sentiment from both Packers fans, even maybe Vikings fans about certain things, but no. I've known Kevin forever. I've known Kevin O'Connell since we used to work out at Fitness Quest 10, I think it was called, in San Diego County, in North County. I've known him for 17, 18 years, and we got a good friendship. So we talk outside of just, this offseason. We keep in touch during the season. So we've had good communication.
What do you think about Rodgers there? All those rumors are false.
Mm-hmm. Well, what he said was me waiting around for the Vikings. That's false. It's my belief if he's stating that as fact now, okay, I would agree with him. It's my belief that the Minnesota Vikings decision to not trust, bring in Aaron Rodgers to potentially accept a backup role to J.J. McCarthy, has ruined all Aaron Rodgers' professional plans this offseason. I truly believe, I think Aaron felt it was an absolute cinch. I'm him. You're good. We play indoors. We got all these skill guys. Nice skill guys. I know the coach. Well, of course this is going to work. This is going to be a cinch until you're told no. And not everybody wants to hear no. So I think that dramatically has set him back in multiple ways, professionally and subsequently personally, because they mesh together. So I think Aaron is in the spot he's in now because he absolutely positively believed there's no way they're going to say no. Especially if he was willing to play for less than $10 million with the Jets paying for the rest of it. So when the Vikings opted to move in a different direction or not consider him as part of the covenant, I think that has led to where we are now.
So you think he's lying?
About
because
what?
he just said, Aaron Rodgers just said that those rumors are not true, that he did not pitch the Vikings to be their starting quarterback. He just said that never happened. I think it did happen.
Yeah, no,
I think he and or his agent made an effort.
I know he did.
You know he did.
Yeah, I know he did.
So then what he just said on Pat McAfee is not true as far as you know.
I know it was one side seeking the other. The other now, we got to think about it. We got to think about it. And then this side said no, and then now we are where we are with him.
I think he's just playing. It'd be similar to when I never said I wasn't vaxxed. I immunized, kind of playing that where his agent reaches out. Yeah, it'd be a great opportunity to play there. Does he consider that to be a pitch? I think he might be playing that
semantics,
game there.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe.
It goes back to that Thursday we had Vox in the Box with KG, and I laid out the Stone song. You can't always get what you want. And that's still my common thread with this entire thing, with off what we just heard with the conundrum. And you can't always get what you want. Yeah, why wouldn't he want to be here? You play your games indoors. You
throw to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson.
You've known the guy calling the plays for a long time. I'm not going to say they're close, but they do know each other, and I agree with him. At least I believe that Kevin and Aaron probably do talk more than text and talk more than people know. but it came. I think he felt it was an absolute cinch that you're going to do this. The other kid's off injury. He's 22 years old. You know what I can do. We play indoors. We got these high-end skill guys. I know the head coach. The head coach is aggressive with his passing game, which I like.
Yeah.
But, it's if you believe the feeling here was, how will it impact J.J. McCarthy? And can we really believe this veteran will accept a backup role? It clearly a lot of it led up to no. Now, if J.J. McCarthy in organized team activities, minicamp or whatever, if there's a problem and he hurts himself or he gets hurt and it looks like, then Aaron Rodgers could come here. And that, like I started this weeks ago with just the baseline of he plays quarterback. They apparently are interested in a veteran backup quarterback. So inherently right there would have to be some type of byplay or interest, or we got to think about it.
Yeah.
But where it went from there clearly has been a no.
Well, the money apparently also not a factor. You could have said, well, the Vikings don't want to put a bunch of money towards Aaron Rodgers.
It wouldn't have been a lot
at Vikings, all. If the Vikings are on the hook, Aaron says he was willing to play for $10 million.
Or less.
Or less?
Or a lot less if it was here.
Yeah. So why wouldn't... By a mile, Aaron Rodgers is the best available quarterback. He's willing to be on your roster for less than $10 million. And the question is, it's all of the intangible stuff. Can he be a backup quarterback without eroding your young kid? And unfortunately, the way that Aaron Rodgers has conducted himself and the choices that he's made over the last couple of years have led people to feel like you can't trust him to be sane inside your organization. You can't trust him not to harm the players around him, the coaches around him. Many people feel like, he got his last coach fired. He wants to bring in his own players. It's all the TV appearances and the stuff that he says. The Vikings want none of that drama. None of it.
If Aaron is... I'm cool, man. I'll be the back. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Cool. I'll be the backup, man. I'm help this kid to the best of my ability, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no chance.
Well, so then now we start playing the games.
Yep.
All right. It's going to take some time to raise McCarthy. One shortchanged part of this entire conversation, and I like to emphasize this with McCarthy, is people shortchange O'Connell and the staff with what they can do with what they know they have. Mm-hmm. So it's not game one, 47-step drops, with this complex, intricate scheme. They're going to raise him for the best of the organization and win games along the way. Now, just think the Darnold-Jacksonville game last year when he threw those 3 bad picks.
Yeah.
If that were to happen in games 1, 2, or 3 early this year with McCarthy, do we really believe that Rodgers would not be with Jefferson or Addison or Jones, with whom he's close, or Jordan Mason or TJ Hawkinson or Josh Oliver or Rondale Moore or whomever, and be like, look around and be like, dog, I get you that ball.
That's right.
Dog, when you make that move, the ball's in the air. Dog, I got your right shoulder on that by the sideline.
Great point.
That's divisive.
Yep.
And then, so now
and even if you shut off his media accessibility, right? You're not getting podium time. We agree you're not going to do the Pat McAfee show. You are not doing media for this year. Mm-hmm. The stuff you're describing behind the scenes could all still happen, and you can't stop that.
And it doesn't, this is in no way to make it seem like every play Kevin O'Connell has called for Cousins, the Dobbs situation and all that year and Darnold are the right plays, okay? Or the quarterback gets the play, then gets into the right play. Of course, that doesn't work all the time for everybody.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody trying to make Kevin O'Connell sound like a perfectionist with what's being delivered offensively. He is a coach of the year for a reason. They've won a lot of games with him for a reason. The offense is as good as it's been around here since 2009, and he has a lot to do with that. But so Kevin, this is not, a situation where it has to be my way or the highway. But if that guy's your quarterback and you get to the line and we got a lot of stuff being changed and a lot of stuff you've worked on, and now all of a sudden his will supersedes the will of the leader, well, that potentially could be a big problem too. So it's just a lot.
And the Vikings weighed all of that stuff. So the pathway for Aaron to end up here is what you described. I think there's two routes. One is JJ gets hurt.
Yeah.
And in the offseason, he gets hurt, and Rodgers becomes the obvious next place to go.
If McCarthy can't play because of injury, then, I believe Aaron Rodgers will be here if he's still available.
And then the other one is he's really bad. If JJ goes out in OTAs, mini camps, and they start seeing things on tape that they do not think are there now, and JJ looks...
That's a big-time long shot.
It is a big-time long shot, but we can't take...
But it's not a no-shot because he hasn't played.
Right, we don't know. And some of that stuff would have materialized last year before the injury. The assumption, the fact that they've put so much trust and faith with JJ McCarthy tells me they didn't see things last year that worried them. But it's different now. He would be the starter. Your expectations are higher. If JJ isn't nearly the player you expect, that could open the door. I think that's a 5%, 3% situation. Much more likely would be the injury, which let's not speak it into existence, but that would be, I think those are the only two scenarios where Aaron Rodgers is on this team.
In closing here, Aaron Rodgers was never playing for the New York Giants. Okay, that never was happening. So clearly there's an opening with Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And he visited them. And he's playing catch with DK Metcalf. And that probably will end up happening. But I believe that because these players know so much more about how this is working than we do. Cam Hayward is a key here.
Yeah.
Very early in the equation, when Hayward went public and basically said, he's the defensive end for the Steelers, basically said, bleep or get off the bleep.
Yeah.
It's, if you don't want to be here, tell us, we'll be fine. Or get your ass here. Okay. So he knows that there was waffling, and so he gets the player side and his organization side. And from that moment on, and then clearly somebody couldn't get exactly what they wanted. That leads us to where we are now.
And doesn't it sound, what Cam Hayward said, bleep or get off the pot, doesn't that make it sound like the team was ready to take Aaron in?
Yes.
And Aaron, for whatever reason, didn't do it and didn't want to do it. And now he's saying I'd have played anywhere for $10 million.
But see, there is a tentacle to that too. Nordo and I went over it weeks ago. I think this is public knowledge. I can't remember how, it's fact, but maybe I read it, maybe I heard it, whatever. But at the end of the Steelers season last year, Arthur Smith is their offensive coordinator.
Yes.
He's still the offensive coordinator.
Inexplicably.
Okay. Well, yeah, Russell Wilson would be in lockstep with you because Russell checked out of, almost every running play the guy put in. Russell would not run. And he kept changing plays the final month of the season. They lost 5 in a row. There was a ton of friction, from what I understand, behind the scenes because of all this happening. The Steelers thought they had Justin Fields dead to rights. You're going to be our quarterback.
Yeah.
Justin, maybe got a little more money with the Jets, but he
did. He got $40 million.
From what I understand, he was kind of like, I want nothing to do with this.
Wow.
This whole thing that I just saw.
Yeah.
Russ was never coming back. So if Aaron, of course he knows all of this and more. If Aaron looks at the Steelers and is like, wow, I want nothing to do with that. There may be some dysfunction there. Holy cow. So that if he looked at it that way, I would understand why. We got to pause. Hold it. We still got a lot of show to go. And we got these Wolves talkbacks, and there's so much going on right now. Kwesi and the Conundrum. I'm sure the Con has more. Maybe we'll mix those in during the course of the show, but you're listening to 9 to Noon and the Friday Football.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Feast on KFAN.
back 9 to noon. It's a Friday feast, but of course, as PA mentioned earlier in the hour, it's Wolves back talkbacks. Let's hear some.
My name is Hunter from
Hi,
Grand
Hunter.
Forks, North Dakota, maybe the biggest Timberwolves fan on this planet.
Like that?
I think we're going to win the series because of Naz Reid. I think Naz is going to be outstanding. There's no one that can guard Naz. He's got to be aggressive and get to the rim and hit some threes. So I think we're going to win in 6. We're going to bring it back to Minnesota and win it in Game 6.
Thank you, Grand Forks.
Thank you, Hunter. Love it. What's next?
PA Noro Chad, this is Lance the Garbage Man from Minneapolis. I think the Wolves beat the Lakers by putting pressure on Luka Doncic on the inbound of the ball, 94 feet. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Clark, Jaden McDaniels, you got to live inside his jersey, fight through the screens, and just, even when he's off the ball, be in his jersey, wear him down, take the Boston blueprint, go Wolves.
Thank you, Minneapolis.
Also acceptable would have been the garbage. He's getting the garbage truck. Get laid on that horn. I think that would have worked as a howl for me.
You know, that's I and we have thought about and talked about so much with this series during the course of the week. Maybe other elite NBA minds, maybe it hit them more quickly than me. The Boston blueprint. I mean, the Celtics embarrassed Luka Doncic and the Mavericks in the NBA Finals last year. Now, Tatum, Brown, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, man, we got some high-enders there. People who have played in bigger games than our biggest players have played in. But that's an interesting take, what they did and what we can do in a copycat world to emulate it and potentially put some stress on Luka Doncic. I like that.
Well, it's kind of cool, too, whether it was the Garbage Man or Ralph earlier in the show. It sounded like you had the Kenworth or the Mack truck rolling, and now we got there's some people out there actually working hard on a Friday, and we thank you for listening to 9 to noon while you do so.
I think I saw a tumbleweed blow through the sales part of KFAN earlier today. But it's Good Friday. It's great Friday for some.
It is indeed. To the Wolves back talkbacks, let's hear one or two more.
Good morning, guys. Mitch here from South St. Paul.
Good morning.
So the keys to the Timberwolves beating the Lakers in the first round of this year's postseason is pretty simple. We just got to play ultra physical. We have a much bigger team. We got those big bodies, so we got to use them. And then we just have to hit those wide open shots. Most of our games that we lost this year, even of lesser opponents, were us just missing those wide open threes from Julius and everybody else. So we just got to hit those shots and play physical.
I hit that note.
Let's go Wolves.
And he did it.
Thank you, Minneapolis.
That was a good howl. Well done for the Wolves back talkback.
Mitch, thank you very much. Well done. Love the analysis too.
Last one for this segment here. Many more on the docket.
This is Joel from Rochester, Minnesota.
Hi.
I think the key to the winning Wolves ways for the playoff series against the Lakers is the projected lineup that I think will have the best effect on beating the Lakers. Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Randall, and Gobert. Go Wolves.
Thank you, Worthington.
We got some howlers out there.
Hey, Joel, nice job with that howl there,
was
brother.
really good.
Hey, you know what? I mean, we'll settle it. Nordo gets final call. I got a couple in there that I like. I got like 2 or 3. Where if the 2 tickets to the Wolves and the Lakers game 3 next Friday, Target Center went that way, I'd be cool with that. But it behooves all of you to listen until that final segment, because that's when we are going to announce the coronation of a comped ticket champion.
Yeah, we'll do that off air, PA, as you mentioned last segment. Brandon, everybody's still in the mix, and we will do that the final segment. Personal appeals always appreciated. Emotional heartstring tugging, can't help it. Those help. And the howls. I mean, judging the howls, I mean, that's going to be tougher than the takes, to be honest with you.
So with the Timberwolves and the Wild and the NFL draft next week, I mean, there's just so much going on right now, boys. From a scheduling standpoint, this is 9 to noon. So a majority, if not all, of the listeners are elite sports minds. And they probably know all the times and days by now, but just in case, there only is one conflict. There only is one conflict between the two teams. That's Tuesday. Now, there's a conflict between the Wild and the first round of the NFL draft. That's Thursday. But nevertheless, Wolves Saturday, 7:30. Wild Sunday, 9 p.m. Wolves Tuesday, 9 p.m. Wild Tuesday, 10:15 p.m.
Thank you, Minneapolis.
Okay, and it's listed at 10. I'm going to say 10:15 because that's just how it always works.
All those games take forever for the first puck drop.
Well, what about overtime?
Thank you, Minneapolis.
Don't even go there.
Well, seriously, hockey games go to overtime.
No 3-on-3, full strength, full intermission
that's
breaks,
right.
the whole thing.
Donovan McNabb still thinks the whole thing can end in a tie. This is just, okay.
I'll slow everything down.
There are a lot of people who think we're just whiners. Or,
no, this sucks.
As an alternate viewpoint, we have jobs, right? We got to get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock with somewhere we need to be.
How about Billy,
We're
Johnny,
grown
Christy,
adults.
Susie who want to watch the games?
We got kids that we got to put to bed. We've got, I don't understand.
Well,
I don't understand why you would take half of your viewing audience. Granted, the Wild will be in Las Vegas. I understand that. That's Pacific time. But they can start earlier. It's not like they can't go to the Vegas fans can't go to an earlier game.
It's ESPN's balance, I think.
I know. They all want a show. They all want one game on at a time, so they keep pushing us back. We are right in the middle of the country geographically, but the population centers are predominantly 80% of the population centers are east of us.
The fan has learned.
So we keep getting pushed into these Western conferences, and we keep getting these bad deals.
Well, that's the key to the whole thing, Charch. From move the Wolves to the Eastern Conference, and our playoff games will be at 6:30. That's the but that's the insane part. We're in the middle of the country.
Right.
We're in the Central Time Zone. Chicago, same time as Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yet they're going to play. Well, they're out, but they would play a 6 or a 6:30 p.m. playoff game, and we're stuck at 10:15. It's that simple and that different.
Well, this is age old. Okay, getting teams in divisions and conferences and doing it the right way. For instance, there were many, many years when it was the NFC Central.
Yeah.
Who in the world thought there's anything central about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Okay, the Atlanta Braves or the Falcons, one of the two, were in the NFC West. Or
Falcons are in the West.
Yeah. What is West about the Atlanta Falcons?
They just needed a place to even out the divisions.
They had to even out
and
the
by the way,
nobody wanted the Bucs for a while.
And by the way,
we were lucky to get the Bucs.
If I'm an advertiser, and I want to capitalize on the biggest market in the world, the New York City market, and you're account executive guy. You really expect me to pay that money for the third period of that ESPN game that's going to begin at 11:15 Eastern, and people are supposed to watch my advertising at 1:15 to 2:15 in the morning? Are you kidding me?
Well, how about
that's just stupid.
How about Max and Parker Fox trying to get a couple of bucks in their pockets and sell some T-shirts, howling with the homies the following sunrise after the games finally end?
With the NCAA basketball tournament, it's been also age old with yours truly, as a throwaway, let's crack wise situation about, well, cool, it's the NCAA tournament begins Thursday. I'm going to start looking for True TV now on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to start looking for Wii or Oxygen or whatever on a Monday.
The Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, make ESPN, make some friends. Seriously, make some friends so that you can do what the NCAA tournament does and farm out games to, okay, cool, Ion, great. I can watch CSI Miami, Criminal Minds, and then Wild Vegas.
Is that what Ion does?
The game's on Ion.
Normally, okay.
My eye is on Ion. Yeah. Why? Because the game starts at 8:15.
Yeah.
And not like 10:15 Central.
Well, okay, the March Madness has got a better excuse. They're trying to push 32 games into 2 days.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good excuse.
Yeah.
The NBA has no such excuse whatsoever.
Game 3 for the T-Wolves here, 8:30. So that's on Friday. Next Friday, we're giving away tickets for it. But the day before that, you have the Wild hosting the Vegas Golden Knights Game 3 at the X, 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
round one of the NFL draft, 7 o'clock. So, I mean, you got some compatibility there. Nevertheless, Friday, 8:30, game 3 for the Wolves. Then this is phenomenal. After we get past this Tuesday with the 10-15 terrorism in the Wild, Wolves play at 9 too. So you got a viewing and or listening conflict there. It goes Thursday Wild, Friday Wolves, Saturday Wild, Sunday Wolves. Then if things continue, Tuesday Wild, Wednesday Wolves, Thursday Wild, Friday Wolves, Saturday May 3rd, Kentucky Derby Day. That's Wild, and Sunday, May 4th, would be Game 7 between the Wolves and the Lakers. So once we get into that cadence, again, it's going to be good. It's just a matter of getting there. 10:03, you're listening to the